Hello everyone and welcome to another Scan-to-CAD Pro video, where today I'll be highlighting a helpful feature known as the comparison tool to quickly get an assessment of how close our CAD design is compared to the original mesh that we've used as a reference. So you can see I've got the mesh and the completed CAD model of the part over here, both overlaid on top of each other. So the blue is the scan and the gray is the completed CAD model using Scan-to-CAD Pro. So I'm going to use the comparison tool to quickly get an assessment of how the quality looks like. You'll notice that I have a color map scale on the right side here, so if I wanted to use that directly and quickly get an assessment right away, I can click this display comparison button down at the bottom tab here, and that highlights my completed model in the respective colors. I can also hover over any of these colors and see what the specific deviation is there, so that's a perfect 0 at that specific point. But as I get into the more blue and reddish colors, then I notice that the deviation starts to increase as well. And again, this is according to the color map scale that I have here. Let's say I wanted to edit this scale or change the way this color map looks. I can then go into this button here, the Compare CAD with Mesh tool. And this gives me a little menu where I can change these values. So let's say I want to make that to 0.25 instead. Let's give it a little bit more of a forgiving tolerance. And now the color map becomes less drastic, and I can just see the points which exceed that in the positive and negative direction showing up as such. I can also use the little histogram here to see where the majority of these points are. So I see that 89% approximately are within my tolerance zone of plus or minus 0.25 millimeters. I can also use these little lines and my left click to just drag the value, and you'll notice that the tolerance zone updates accordingly. So now it's at 0.12 millimeters. I can also click Edit Color Map here, change the values here as well for both upper and lower as well as tolerance values. And I can also change the color scale type from a discrete to a continuous, change the number of divisions for a discrete value, and if I wanted to save this as a preset, I can go ahead and click Add Preset here and give it a name. So let's call this plus or minus 2 0.1 millimeters actually. Save that out. So now that's something that I can save, and you'll notice that I can update the color map to use that preset there. So I can also export the color mesh and color scale if I wanted to save it out as a 3MF file, which is a separate file format that I can share with somebody else if they don't have Scan-to-CAD Pro. So those are all the tools that we can use to get a quick real-time deviation assessment between our model, not just at the very end of the model, I should point out. I can also go back in time, let's say, or if let's go back to this specific point. If I wanted to highlight the color map here, I can select that and get a quick assessment of these respective bodies that were not yet joined at this specific point during the modeling workflow. So again, comparison tool, great tool for us to use whenever we want to get a quick look at how close we have modeled to the original scan and whether we need to make any corrections.